Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading, or pick a reading actually, because my pick a cards are actually like small little readings, you know what I mean? They're pretty in-depth. So we're going to do pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I am going to shuffle them and then pick them. I know it takes some time, but I feel like many of you appreciate that, seeing it being shuffled live. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing that process as I speak. So this is going to be for all sides. One of the reasons why I'm doing this reading is because I felt way back in the beginning of January that this was a year, like last year I felt a lot of twin flames were going to come together. This year I feel like a lot of soulmates are going to come together. You know, and it doesn't not necessarily mean like, okay, we're coming into union, but maybe we're reconnecting or connecting for the first time. So this is about love. Of course, anything that wants to come out, we'll take it. All right, let's give them a cut. So love, 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 love. Okay. We're going to take them. So this will start our first card within our pile. I want to do Mother Mary. Use your intuition when you're choosing a pal, but I also want to say that many times I feel like all three of them speak to each other. So be open to that too, you know what I mean? Like one pal might be like exactly where you're at right now, and then the second one may be like what's coming about, and the third one may be about actual union. So just keep your intuition open, that's all. Alright, let's keep going. Actually, I feel like putting Mother Mary first. So let's just switch that around. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so Mother Mary, our words of wisdom. This is an oracle. And then the Tarot Dreams, I'm sorry I should have told you that, was the second deck. And now we are going to use the Psychic Tarot. Everything's pre-shuffled, by the way. But I do like to give it a shuffle with you here. Alright, let's give them a cut. Alright, I feel like I'm supposed to put them to the side. Just following my intuition. Dang it. We had, what I put to the side is patience and planning. That's the Seven of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. Alright, we are now going to bring in the Luminous Tarot. Not a deck I use that often. I don't know why. But it was definitely calling to me, so we're adding it in. And I will have these all time stamped, by the way. But again, don't be surprised if more than one reading applies to you. Okay, shooting for 3, please. Okay. And how many cards is that? So that's 4. I'm going to use the Light Seers. give them a cut. I know some of you are like, Sandy, why don't you have this already ready? Because the majority really prefers that I do it live. So I gotta follow the majority. Just need one more. One more time. Okay. And last but not least, I decided to bring in the major arcanas for each pile. So let's go ahead and give them a cut. I don't have an actual name for this deck. I always want to call it a true love deck, but I don't know. All right. This is a type of reading I don't do very often. It's not one of my most popular readings, that's for sure, but it is one that I really love doing. Okay. Alright guys, we got our pals. Uno. Dos. Tres. Okay. Just quiet your mind. You know, certainly you can ask your guides questions. You know, like, again, this is about love. I'm not going to turn away, though, any messages, you know, if it's talking about, like, your material world or your physical world. But I really want to concentrate in love. Doesn't matter what type of love, you know what I mean? Like soulmate, twin flame. Though I do feel like soulmates, this is the year, and I know many of you have sent me messages saying that, you know, you've reconnected or you feel like you finally found the right person, that type of energy. So this is what we're going to look into. So pile 1, we'll leave them there. Pile 2 or pile 3, or like how I like to say it, reading 1, reading 2, reading 3. All right, let's open up the reading. Let me just readjust this and let's begin. Well, hello, marriage. Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. We have the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups can talk about discontentment in one's life. I'm bored with what's going on in my life. Maybe I'm looking for more adventure. 4 of Cups wants you to use your spiritual discernment as it relates to, well, this person's being handed a cup. Looks like it's coming from the hand of God. So, do I choose it? Do I not? Use your spiritual discernment. But we'll keep going. Let's see what else. We have suffering in silence. 9 of Swords. Alright, a couple of different things about this. First of all, it's a 9. So to me, a 9 is about reflection. Reflecting back, right? But it's the final reflection. Like, it's not an energy I'm meant to stay in. Reflect back, learn what I can learn. Try to understand, like, where this fear comes from. A lot of times it's based in the past, right? Past pain, past heartache, that type of thing. Because this is a card of worry. But the message of the card is unnecessary worry. I feel like someone is not satisfied within their life right now. And potentially you are, you know, at least thinking or dreaming about a change. I don't feel like there's action yet. But I do feel like the thought is there. It's almost like, some of you may be connected. You may be in a marriage now, and maybe for whatever reason it's just not working out. Because again, you're the one who's sitting here in the energy of discontentment, and then the Nine of Swords. But what do I do about it? What do I do about it? Well, let's keep going. Look at that, the Four of Wands. Well, that is the marriage card. Interesting. The Fool. And then the Moon. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer, by the way. It's interesting because I feel like right off the bat I know what this is talking about. You have suffering and silence with the Moon, and I feel like it's the uncertainty of, if I make a change, the Fool right here, free and clear energy, taking a leap of faith. I feel like this could certainly talk about, recommitting to a relationship that you're already in, but I feel like for some of you, it's like, there seems to be some dissatisfaction. Now, can it be fixed? Potentially. But in the same breath, I just feel this discontentment within my life. And the Fool's underneath that Four of Cups. So I feel like someone's asking themselves a question, do I take a chance? Do I take a chance on me? The Moon can talk about uncertainty, but it's also very dreamy type energy. When you think of the Moon, I think of the evening, I think of, my dreams, all that. But I feel like there's a little bit of fear of chasing that dream. Alright, let's bring the Gilded Tarot, and we're just going to clarify. Or like I like to say, we're going to go a little deeper here. Let's figure this out. You have two marriage cards. One seems to carry the energy of dissatisfaction, where the other one seems to carry the energy of, what feels brand new, taking a leap. Even though I don't know exactly where it's going to lead me, this is the energy of trusting, like trusting yourself, trusting, if you're, well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but if there's discontentment within, let's just say, a partnership right now, but, you're not doing anything about it, or it's not that I'm telling you to do anything. The Four of Cups is really not much action, right? So I have a dream, but am I chasing that dream? Or, I hate to say chasing, am I going after it? Do I realize I deserve the best? You know what I mean? But that Nine of Swords definitely has to be looked at. Again, it's unnecessary worry, but it's worry nonetheless. And I feel like it's very clear what you're worrying about, where the fear comes from, and it is the uncertainty of what will be. This may be the energy of needing to take things slowly, step by step. Alright, let's look at this. We have the Tower. Disruption. We have the Eight of Wands. Movement. Let me bring this down a little bit. Give myself some more room. Eight of Wands. So this is fast-moving energy. And it's interesting because there's a Tower. So this could talk about a marriage that did come to an end, a partnership that did come to an end. Maybe it's not what I wanted, but I feel like in the long run, because again we have the marriage card down here, but I love the Four of Wands energy, because this is really, this is about two people who are truly connected. And here, listen, these people might have been connected too, but I feel like, again, there's that tower. Here's the tower. And the Eight of Wands. You know, again, can this be saved? I feel like it really depends, right? It depends what's going on. But, you know, I think it would take both people to really be committed. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. I'm saying interesting because the Knight of Swords is mirroring the Tower. And I almost get this feeling of, like, some of you, I do feel like you move into the single status. Now, I'm not telling you anything, you know, I'm not predicting that. I feel like you would already be in that energy, or you already want to be in that energy. And it's interesting because this Knight of Swords comes in. This is some type of communication coming your way, coming over the Nine of Swords. So it, you know, it raises that fear level up a little bit. But that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. You know, it may be someone who's coming in and you just didn't expect it. Even though the Eight of Wands, what I think about, I bring about. And then the Fool, well, then the opportunity, right? But I'm the one who has to take a leap, right? I have to take a leap of faith here. Even if I don't know exactly where something's going to end up. But anyway, so I feel like this is communication is coming in towards you. It's definitely coming in. I do think it throws you in a little bit of a tizzy. That's okay, right? And again, that may be why. Just slow it down. Eight of Wands, again, can be fast-moving energy, can feel chaotic, actually. So just slow it down. Slow it down. The Fool's a reminder that, you know, no matter what's happened in the past, if you've taken the opportunity to learn from it, and that's what these nines are about, learning from our experiences. What have we gained? What have I learned? What do I not want any longer? What do I know I no longer want? What is it I do want? You know, this is when I'm asking myself the real questions, but then putting action behind it. And that's what the Fool's going to do, right? Again, the Fool's going to take a leap of faith, even if there's a little bit of uncertainty. Some of you, this could certainly relate to a Pisces or a Cancer. Maybe in that communication. All right, let's keep going. Hello, Flipper. We have the Page of Pentacles. You know, I feel like the Page of Pentacles is on a path of knowledge. You know, and I also feel like, for some reason, I'm getting this feeling like what we want to remember is sometimes our soul, our spirit, came down into this lifetime, right, onto this earth, into this classroom, to really learn. This is the energy of gaining wisdom. You know, I love the Page of Pentacles because I don't know why, I always feel like it's like a relaxed type of energy. And maybe it's relaxed because it's the ability to be able to absorb the knowledge along the way. Could also be someone of a younger time. Could be, again, that communication. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But you know, it doesn't have to be that. Alright. We have the Hermit. Card of Virgo. Well, there's that wisdom. You know, and if you look, the Hermit is emerging from the cave. That just means, to me, it means, like, if I've been through, you know, I'm just going to say the dark night of the soul. And to me, the dark night of the soul just means any type of difficult situation that I needed to get through. However, I feel like with the Hermit, it says, don't regret what you've been through, even the difficult things, because it's all been about learning. It's all been about expanding your soul. All these experiences. Again, we have a 9 now over the Fool. So, I feel like if I go back to that Four of Cups where there is some discontentment in my life, but am I going to do anything about it? The Hermit is just telling you, use your wisdom. Not just of this lifetime. We have the Eight of Swords with the Five of Swords. Interesting. So the Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. Why did I create that prison? Because of the Five of Swords. Other people's toxicity that then probably became mine. It's not great cards to end on. However, I feel like it's trying to show you something. I feel like it's trying to show you that some of your past experiences have kind of like held you in place, when truly it is an opportunity to learn. And I know people get tired of hearing that, but it's just a fact. You know what I mean? That's why we're here. We're here to expand our souls, expand our wisdom. And I feel like the Hermit's beacon of light is illuminating this Eight of Swords. But in the same time, I feel like here's your answer. Like, why did I create the self-created prison? The Nine of Swords and the Five of Swords. Toxicity of another. So clearly I gave someone a lot more power than they deserve. Right? Because it's you who's sitting in that energy of suffering and silence. It's you who's sitting in the energy of discontentment or boredom. Look at that, the Ace of Wands. So I just wanted to take one more. So I feel like many of you are having that realization. The Ace of Wands, I kind of love it right there. Because I feel like if you can break yourself free from that prison, you're free. Like, you're free. Because I feel like breaking myself free from that, again, self-created prison based on other people's toxicity. But also that Nine of Swords can mean like a lot of that energy ended up in my thought system, in my mind. Like, it's the way I think now. Like, I just think everyone's going to be bad. But there's someone coming in that I feel like is quite the opposite. Again, we started with the marriage card. Doesn't have to be marriage. We can talk about partnership. But then we have another marriage card. So, I wouldn't be surprised. Now listen, this first marriage could have been years ago. But it may have held you down for quite a while. Maybe just the way it ended. Right? It did a number on you. Now you just have to find your way back out. Because the Fool wants you to be willing and able to take a leap of faith in your life. Right? This is your life. Maybe that's what you're learning. Right? Like, I've been giving my power away to someone else, someone who hurt me, and it can be more than one person. But this doesn't feel like I have to worry about what's coming in. Really, I just got to get out of my own head. So the Ace of Wands means something passionate, right? But it will also take your action. The Ace of Wands is about action, coming under that Knight of Swords. So someone's communicating with you, and they want you to take a leap of faith on them, with them. I feel like they carry a lot of passion in their hearts and their soul, as I feel you do. This could be very like-minded type energy, and to me that means that it can mean a million different things, but it's like-minded. But I also feel many times we've had similar experiences. And if that's the case, listen, they can help us. They can help us overcome those last little broken pieces. So, let's just take one more. Alright, the Empress over the Knight of Swords. Well, completely different energy than the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. The Empress, she's found her power. she's someone who has definitely walked the path of all the queens. And she's someone who learns to trust her own energy. You know, and coming over the Nine of Swords, I feel like it's a message for you that, you know, you are so much wiser than maybe you give yourself credit for. The Empress is someone who is loving and nurturing no matter what's happened in her past. Why? Because she knows that, you know, when a cycle ends, take a moment, reflect upon it. What did I learn? How did I grow? All of that. And then use that as the measure of any energy that's coming towards you. You know, I say this all the time, but in the Empress's energy, if anything like of a negative nature comes towards you, your alarm bell's going to go off. You know, I mean, the alarm will be sounded. So, all right, let's leave that be. Let's just collect these and I'll put them over there. All right, guys, now reading number 2. Let's begin. Action. You see how sometimes I feel like these readings follow each other? Because I feel like in the first one, it was like, should I take action? Will I be successful? Will I fall? You know, the Fool is like day by day by day. And remember, because the Fool showed, there's also mentors along the way. There's people to help you, help direct you. Some of them are your spirit guides. Some are soulmate type energy. Anyway, into this reading, action. Today, I take action related to the priorities that I had previously put off. Okay? True dreams, look at that, with the Ace of Swords. Psychic Tarot, hello, fulfillment of wishes. So this Ace of Swords has something to do with fulfilling a wish for you. But interesting how first it takes your human action. Let's keep going. Strength card. Card Leo. You know, the Strength card to me is about dealing with our own inner beast. You know, finding balance within ourselves. You know, I feel like the Strength card talks about who you become, the spirit warrior, knowing that, right? Knowing that you really can overcome. 8 is about a new beginning. We have the 5 of Cups. And then, look at that, with the Devil. I really was not going to read reversals, but I just feel like the way this came, I have to read it in reverse. So, it's interesting because we have Capricorn and Leo on both sides of the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is the energy of missing someone. It's really, what it really is about is where your focus is at. And in the 5 of Cups, remember, any 5, it asks for change. This change is only to benefit you. So in the 5 of Cups, this is, my focus is on what I have lost. What I have lost. However, because it's a 5, and it's asking, can you change your focus? Well, what happens if somebody says yes, is there's 2 cups that are waiting for this person. Soulmate type energy. And I find it interesting because it's coming under the Ace of Swords. So again, it can be some type of communication. But I feel like when the Ace of Swords shows up, it's authentic. It's truth. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's nothing here I have to fear. And you know what else is interesting? When I see the Strength card and the Devil in reverse like this, actually it's like this. it's saying that you have that ability to overcome, you know, those inner demons. And those inner demons can be anything. It can be addiction. It can be just lower vibrational thinking. You know, the devil casts illusions. But those illusions, we can buy them, right? Like hook, line, and sinker. That's why we need to use our own spiritual discernment. The strength card's in the upright, the devil's in reverse. Now, for some of you, it could certainly just mean a Capricorn. However, I do feel like this is the energy of saying whatever illusions were cast, like you can see through them now. You can see through them now. And this Ace of Swords is bringing a fulfillment of one of your wishes. Again, though, it does take your action. Okay, let's use... we'll use a couple different decks to clarify. Let's use the Crystal Vision. This could certainly talk about someone of the past reaching out. And I feel like for some of you, if there's been like this time period, you know, listen, someone had to deal with those inner demons. Someone had to. Because if they don't, it's going to continue. And again, that can mean addiction. It can just, you know, it doesn't have to mean addiction, but maybe like I overdo something. And it's funny because I did Virgo's reading for September, and I got this feeling of, well, I didn't get the feeling. It literally said that sobriety was a big part of, you know, making choices, like doing it with a sober mind. So some of you, I feel like that's exactly what you're finding, is this sober mind. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Queen of Wands. Well, she's the queen of action. Can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We do have Leo on the board. But, you know, you guys are tired of me saying this, but it doesn't have to be that. It's the energy of this queen. This queen is someone who follows her desires, her passions. You know, thinks about it later. So, I feel like it's the perfect queen to come over the energy of action. We had the Four of Cups again. But now it's over the Ace of Swords. So interesting because, you know, just think of the last Four of Cups where you can actually see that that a cup was being handed to you. Again, I feel like from the hand of God. But it's up to me, right? You have free will, whether you take it or not. Well, with the same thing here, but now it's coming over the Ace of Swords. And then, hello, Will. Destiny. Fulfillment of wishes. It lies upon your will. I feel like there is an energy that needed to be cut out. And I do feel like it's an inner, like it's something within you. You know, I feel like I'm getting that song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. And I feel like that's what the devil's energy was, the illusion that it's raining all the time. Anyway, the will. Meant to be, meant to be. Sometimes the will's in movement and sometimes the will's not. With action opening this up, it's in movement. You know, interesting because the Four of Cups, again, it asks you to use your spiritual discernment relating to this Ace of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. Look at that. We have the Five of Pentacles, 3 5s. 5, 5. We're at 5. Well, hello, Knight of Cups. Interesting. So both readings had 2 knights coming in. This knight is unexpected. Can't really plan for it, though I feel like energetically you can feel it. You just need to be ready for it. Well, you know what I mean? So this is an unexpected cup of fulfillment. Well, we have fulfillment of wishes right there. And we have the wheel. So whoever is carrying this energy, whatever king or queen sent out this knight, they did it because, they're being guided, whether they know that or not. Alright, let's go back for a second. So this is the second time we see the 5 of Cups. This certainly can talk about someone of your past. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. First of all, I feel like there's energy I needed to get over. I needed to overcome. And the 5 of Pentacles talks about that feeling of being thrown out into the cold. Again, it feels like past energy that, for whatever the reason, listen, I feel like there was definitely some influence. This could talk about, someone of, a couple who got together in their younger years when, we do party and, life is about having fun. Not everyone. Some are very serious from the get-go. But the majority of us, if I think back, I think, man, how am I even alive? I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, so there are a lot going on. But anyways, long story short, I feel like someone may have broken up with you. And there wasn't anything really you could do about it. Now, maybe it is them coming back in. If it is them coming back in, I do love that the Strength card and the Devil, that the Devil was reversed with mirroring the Strength card. Because I feel like whatever, again, temptations, let's say, that maybe could influence the outcome of a relationship, even though sometimes I feel like it's just meant to be that way. Right? Like if I use Sam and I for an example, I know you guys are tired of this, but why not use my own life? I mean, this is how I know things happen. We were together in our younger years and then went our own way. And then 40 years later, reached out, Ace of Swords, called me. Did it raise a little fear? It did, but it also raised a lot of passion and excitement and all that at the same time. So, what I'm saying is what didn't work then, now we're actually in union. And yes, it's been 40 years. Alright, this knight is right on your wheel. And for some of you, I don't want to put all the blame on you. I don't want to put all the blame on you. I don't know why I said it that way. But I do feel like there are certain things that you were tempted to. But I also feel like there's certain things they were tempted to. So I feel like both must have come to balance. And that is why the timing is now right. Again, it's unexpected, right? But it sits on your wheel. The Knight of Cups is being mirrored by the 5 of Cups. Makes me feel like, okay, this is someone from our past. Let's just go right over that. Look at that. The Ace of Wands again. Do I do it? Do I say yes? Do I take a chance? Ace of Wands, action. If it stirs your soul, maybe it's worth a try. One more. Look at that. 6 of Cups. Okay. So, in this reading, this is definitely talking about someone of the past. Listen, I don't feel like this person, destroyed you. you may have had people since then who feel like they have. I don't feel like this person destroyed you like forever. That's not what I feel, because Six of Cups really speaks about happy memories. So, I do have happy memories of this person, even if we went through some very difficult times. It's the ability to let it go. Sometimes it's just immaturity. We didn't know better. We didn't know better. So I definitely feel someone from your past is coming back here. And I'm saying coming back, you're meeting each other on each other's path. It's just part of the wheel. It just feels like it's what's meant to be. It's fulfilling a wish. But then you need to take that human action. That's why the Queen of Wands is the first one over action, because she's the queen who would do that. I do feel like there was definitely things to overcome. And let's not forget the Five of Cups again. Where is my focus? Am I focusing on all that I have lost? Or am I going to start focusing on my present and all that is yet to be? I'm a big determinator of what's about to be, right? The Knight of Cups, I can't really plan for that. But I can, I can let go of this energy that just doesn't serve me hanging on to. And again, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, yes, someone from an earlier time, this person, you may have had like some difficult times, but I don't feel anything like that has destroyed you, because I feel like this is meant to be. Yet I am getting this feeling that you didn't have it easy after the fact. Maybe you found yourself with, Devil in reverse. First of all, I can talk about like I kept finding myself like attracted to the bad boy or the bad girl, almost like I'm self-sabotaging myself. But you have that realization, and you're able to turn that around. You're able to see through those illusions, and it just feels like the right time. It feels like the right time. And again, the wheel over fulfillment of wishes with the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Cups, and then the Six of Cups with the Ace of Wands behind it. So I feel like there's nothing to fear here. And if you do fear it, again, step by step by step. This feels very meant to be. Very meant to be. Okay, let's pick this up. It's very hard for me to do short readings because I definitely I want to go into deep details with you. Alright, let's pick these up. And let's go into number 3. Okay. Inner child. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Inner child. Alright, Tarot Dreams with the King of Cups. Potentially a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. We have financial and material changes. Number 5. We have another 5. 5 of Swords. Hello world. The next chapter. So, the 5 of Swords right off the bat tells me, what's ever been toxic to you in your life, who's been toxic, you're cutting ties, or you need to cut ties, because, it's not serving you, it's not helping your life in any way. Yes, there's wisdom to learn from it, and sometimes, it's just, sometimes it's our family, sometimes It's people we work with. It's a lot of toxicity. It's a lot of like bad communication type energy. But then we have the world. So these fives, can I make the change? The world says, if you do, we're going to open up this next chapter. I love the chapter of the world. Very spiritual time in your life. And again, we're talking about soulmates, twin flame type energy. So, you know, that's exactly the type of energy you would see in the world. And then we have the lovers. Interesting though, the lovers is in reverse. Card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. But it is also about chemistry. Interesting because the lovers in reverse is mirroring this Five of Swords energy. You know, I feel like someone, it's like, you know, like I was in a relationship with someone and I feel like they really like ruined my energy of like how I used to be, like, you know, more free loving. And you know, I don't feel like this is somebody here who worried a lot about, you know, somebody cheating, that type of energy, but nonetheless it's like it raised its ugly head. Some of you could have actually worked with someone and your jobs might have been severed, and therefore it's like, you know, our connection also. You know, the lovers is in reverse. I feel like that's temporary, to be honest. But let's go ahead and bring in the crystal vision. Going to give him a couple shuffles. Well, one shuffle. Just to clear the energy from the last. Give him a cut. Look at this. Four of Wands, marriage card. You know, it's interesting because I feel like this King of Cups, I feel like he was connected to someone. Again, this may be someone you already know, because I feel like he was connected to someone. And I feel like he or she needed to cut ties. Now, I feel like I'm just picking this up intuitively. There's nothing to do with the cards, but I do feel like he, it's almost like I stayed in a relationship longer than my heart wanted to. But I feel like it was more because of financial reasons. Like, I knew, you know, it's like, you know, it's interesting because my brother was just telling me about his best friend, who, you know, is like my brother. He's going through a divorce and in the state of Washington, and he has to pay her a lot of alimony. And what's the other thing? Alimony and, oh, why can't I think of it? Anyways, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it, but nonetheless, they're still divorcing. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that because I feel like this is kind of like this king situation. It's like I was no longer in love, not with you, with whoever they were with. But the reason why I stayed longer than I wanted to was due to financial reasons. Again, like maybe I make more money than them, or, you know, and again, a male or female. Anyways, Four of Wands. Look at that, the King of Wands coming over the King of Cups. King of Action. Let's bring these down a little bit. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, King of Action now. And I feel like that's exactly what he did. He took action. Even though, you know, it's interesting because I feel like this is talking more about the other person than you. Because I do feel like they took a financial hit. But I feel like in the same breath, it's like, you know, I just get this feeling like I feel like all my joy was robbed. You know what I mean? Like there's no joy. I had no joy in my life. Now, again, I feel like you're on their mind. You're on their mind. So I feel like for this king, again, male or female, you know, the King of Cups is normally someone who wants to be in a relationship in the upright. This is someone who enjoys being in love, having that special partner. But listen, they want love. They don't want, you know, they don't want a friend. They want love. And I feel like the love that they potentially were in, it ran its course. No doubt it ran its course. But I still feel like that doesn't mean, this isn't someone I feel like, you know, and listen, maybe this action has already happened. Maybe they've already severed ties. But I feel like this king is not going to carry that energy. Listen, I'm going to have to, you know, let's say I want to be with this king. I have to understand that, you know, half their money may be going elsewhere. But probably not forever. You know what I mean? Like maybe their ex will remarry, and you know what I mean. But nonetheless. So I feel like, again, I feel like this king finally took some action. I feel like you're in the Lovers here. And I feel like so is this king. Nine of Swords. So these financial changes definitely gave this king a lot to worry about. And it makes sense. You know, it definitely makes sense. And I feel like this king, and I keep saying king, but that's because that's a king in front of me. Again, male, female, you'll know if it's you, you'll know if it's them, you'll feel it. But I feel like it probably has taken this person some time, really some time, to step into the next chapter. And that next chapter, yes, it feels like you're part of it, but the movement meant like I'm gonna have to sacrifice. But I feel like this king wants to like I've had enough. I've had enough. So I feel like the Nine of Swords is energy, again, unnecessary worry. Also maybe if they're reaching out to you, like how will you receive them? Whoa. Eight of Pentacles. The Death card. Card Scorpio. You know, this Death card, the Death card coming right over the world. The next chapter, right? The world is about the new portal that's opening up for you. And again, I feel like it's a great time. It's a very spiritual time. This is, I definitely feel like this is mean soulmate energy coming into your life. The Death card, it couldn't have happened without certain doors being closed first. It just feels like it couldn't have happened. Like those doors needed to be closed. And it's funny because I feel like this king is gonna, like, you know, whatever finances he may or she may have to, let's just say, give away, so to speak, I feel like they're gonna recoup it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like someone is gonna, like, worry for the rest of their life about that. I feel like it's temporary. I'm not sure why it's temporary. Maybe, again, whoever they were with ends up with someone else. They get married and that helps this person. I don't know. But the death card means a closing of the door. And that is how the rebirth takes place. Without one door closed, it's like the other door can't open. Not in the way that it wants to open. I feel like someone may be like rebuilding themselves, their life, their career. I feel like this king did not have a lot of support. I don't know. I just feel like this king just did not have the support that I feel like you would give. Alright. Eight of Swords. The Tower. Ace of Swords again. And then look at that, the Eight of Wands. Okay. Wow. Eight of Swords, self-created prison. And this is what I'm worrying about. Self-created prison for this person, I feel like, was feeling trapped within their situation. However, I do feel like eventually they move out of that energy. I feel like they're giving the Tower to someone else. Not you, to someone else. And I feel like it is completely ending the situation. Now again, or financially there may still be a connection. But other than that, it's like that is done. And then this Ace of Swords, it's almost like they pick up the phone and call you and say, guess what I did? I separated, or I divorced. I ended what was, and I'm starting anew. Now, the Eight of Wands coming over the reversal of the Lovers. First of all, the Eight of Swords is over the Lovers, and I feel like this is someone who, it's almost like I feel like I would say to you, man, I married the wrong person. Why didn't I marry you? You know what I mean? And it's not even meant to reflect back on that. It's just a simple statement I feel like it's going to be said, like I ended up with the wrong person. And maybe because of that, they have some fear reaching out to you. But with the Lovers here, listen, I feel like this could talk about if we went back in time, that communication got a little hairy, you know, like didn't work out the best for us. You know, so, you know, we broke up. And then I feel like, you know, life went on, and I feel like they ended up with someone who really did a number on them. You know what I mean? Like, really did a number on them. And you may have ended up in the same type of situation. But I feel like you're getting a call, you know, some type of communication where someone's saying to you, I set myself free. I'm free. And therefore, I'm able and willing and want to go into the next chapter with you. Now, again, even though the Lovers is in reverse, now we have the Eight of Wands over it. So, what I think about, I bring about. I also feel like, you know, this is the image I get of the Eight of Wands. You can't see it in this one. But I get four, like I always picture 4 wands going out into the universe. That's our intention. That's what, you know, we'd like to see in our life. But we're willing to put the action behind it at the same time. And then those 4 wands coming back. your intention coming back to you. Another way of looking at it is your vibration, the vibration that that I'm at, vibrational, that's what must meet you. This can feel a little chaotic, but I just have to say, I feel like it feels very, very good at the same time. And by the way, I feel like, interesting, because I'm looking at the Four of Wands, it's over the inner child. I don't know why I feel like this reading is about this person, but I feel like it's about this person and how it ultimately is going to relate to you. So the Four of Wands, that is that, I feel like it's magical type energy. This is about two people who are on the same vibration. These are two people look eye to eye. It's like this person is coming in with this white horse, but he's putting her on that white horse. It's like he puts you on a platform. He, she. So I feel like this is something that, even though I feel like this king has been through hell, and maybe you have too, I do feel the energy of being able to let it go, let it be, and I feel like this king is focused on what they want next, and it's you. Will you accept? The Hierophant. I just felt like pulling a card. I'm looking at this 9 and this 8 of Swords, and we get the Hierophant, card of Taurus, first of all. But this is about one's belief system. Another 5. I just feel like someone was very unhappy. And so much to the point where it was worth, or it's worth taking that, again, I want to say a financial hit. Now, doesn't mean the other person doesn't deserve that. I'm not, but however, I do want to say, I do feel like their relationship was very, very rocky. Very rocky, and I feel like very quickly it went in that direction. Even though I do feel like someone stayed for a long time, it was more, again, about like my material world. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way, like, it's, I feel like someone just worked hard. Like, I work hard for the money, so hard for the money. Anyway, so I feel like this person is like rebuilding their life, and they just want you in it. They just want you in it. Now, how do you know if this is for you? Because I feel like this person has clearly ended the past. They've clearly closed the door to someone. Clearly. There is no more love. And there hasn't been for quite a while. You probably have lived within their heart, their mind. I get that image of like when I lay my head down at night, it's you I think about. Doesn't mean it's easy to change everything, but I feel like ultimately they do. I also feel like this may be someone who, let's say they were in a marriage, it may be like difficult for them just in a religious type of way. Like, divorce isn't good. However, at the same time, it definitely shown the toxicity. So I feel like, I like that the Hierophant came out, because I feel like this is just showing us more of this person's character. Interesting. One more. 10 of Swords. What's funny about the 10 of Swords is when I was, I have some of my artwork over in the corner of my room that I've yet to put up, and when I was moving one around, I saw this card. It was stuck, and I'm like, how the hell did it get the whole way over there? And it was in between pieces of art. It was strange. So I literally just put it back on my deck yesterday. So anyways, the Ten of Swords. A repeat pattern. Sword after sword after sword after sword after sword in my back. I don't, again, feel like it's you. Though, this whole situation can be reversed. Maybe it's you who's having these realizations. Maybe it's you that, or maybe it's both. Again, because soulmates, twin flames, we do end up having, we can be mirrors of each other, but it's to help each other. So I feel like someone just had to realize that. Ten of Swords is like, I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. Page of Pentacles. So let's learn what we can about it and let's move on. Death card says, okay, I'm ready to close the door. The World card says, as soon as you close that door, I promise you a new door will open. This new door has the Ace of Swords, but also the Four of Wands. So I feel like very quickly, I feel like, because especially with this Ace of Wands, I feel like very quickly these lovers will turn around. Matter of fact, I just want to turn them around now. I just feel like they're meant to be together. Oh, they're meant to be together. Doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean there weren't a ton of challenges. Doesn't mean there's not still challenges. But when we have an understanding of ourselves and our lives and where we went wrong, or when, why we went that direction instead of another one, when we just have enough clarity and wisdom, it's all we need. So I feel like this person, I want to use the word is very convincing, but it's not about convincing. I just feel like you always lived in their heart. Period. And again, that energy of like, it's you I should have been with. But c'est la vie, c'est la vie. I didn't say that right. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. As always, I thank you. Again, trust your intuition. Remember, more than one of these readings may apply to you. And I already know that probably for the majority of you, more than one reading applies to you. You can watch them in order, or maybe you pick pile 3 and you're like, I feel like there's more of a message. Then you go back and watch one. Don't, because what I worry about is sometimes people think, well, dang it, I picked 3, but I should have picked 2. If 2 resonated with you, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. Maybe you're meant to hear both. Maybe you're meant to hear all 3. So, anyways, I thank you guys. Please help share this for me if you will. Like I said, this definitely is not one of my biggest readings. And I don't even know why. Like, I don't know why. I see people will pick a card and they'll get like, 100,000 views. And they're not in depth at all. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. But if you can help share it, I truly appreciate it. I thank you as always for your donations. It's what keeps this channel alive. Also, I am doing a personal reading special for 5 days only. I put a limit on it because otherwise you'd have to wait forever to get your reading. It's already like within a 3 to 4 week period. Though I do try to do, if I can find the time, I try. Well, I shouldn't say that because I wait until I feel intuitively guided to do your reading. You know what I mean? But so that's going on. 5 days only. $44 off the personal reading. The regular full reading. I did add a new reading where it's a 1 question. And I'm figuring that will be about 20 to 30 minutes. But a personal reading is usually an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. sometimes longer. Whatever it needs, I give it. Like, I put 0 time limit on it. And then I do have an emergency reading, which is done within 48 hours. But the special is on the full reading, the 155. So I put a post out letting everyone know that. Maybe I'll put some information below for you also. But anyways, thank you. And I love doing your personal readings because, boy, do I get to know you. And I definitely include your spirit guides in the readings. So anyways, enough talk about that. So thank you guys. I love you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.